Hey guys, so today we have a 2020 election prediction between Amy Klobuchar, who is from the state of Minnesota, and of course the incumbent President Donald Trump, who is from the state of New York and currently resides in Washington, D.C. So, there we go. So, let's just go down and change it into the safe and toss-up so you can get started. So, Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, all would be safe for the Democratic Party. Illinois, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, New York, Vermont, and the state of Minnesota. I would put in the safe Democratic column, given Amy Klobuchar. She won by 25 points in her re-election bid, and that is also something to note. Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, most of Nebraska, except for that 2nd district, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, I did that in the wrong way around, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana. So we start off 192 electoral votes for Amy Klobuchar, 125 for Mr. Trump. Where can Trump make up some of his deficit? He can make it up in Texas. This is a state. The only Democrat I can actually see winning here would be Beto O'Rourke or Bernie Sanders. Those are the only two individuals I see winning in the state of Texas. No other Democrat I think would win. It would either be likely or safe for that individual Democrat. So that's where things stand right now in the state of Texas. The state of New Mexico, I'm going to put in the likely D column. Now, reasoning behind this, it really could go either way, but at the end of the day, I think that the Democratic voters there would in fact go for someone like a Klobuchar. Won't be their ideal candidate, but I still think that they would go for someone like an Amy Klobuchar from the state of Minnesota. Now, in the state of Arizona, I think this would lean towards the president. Now, reasoning behind this, again, Amy Klobuchar, not the best to appeal with Latino voters, and I don't think she would do too well in that area, but I think it would be enough to, I think it would be enough to keep it competitive, but not for it to go to Amy Klobuchar. In the state of Nevada, I see this one actually narrowly going to Klobuchar. Doesn't need much explanation, just that, again, it's been trending Democratic, and like the next state I'm going to fill in, the state of Colorado, it's been trending Democratic, quite high Democratic turnout. You can get a huge amount of Democratic turnout there. That was shown by the primary turnout, and then also the two governors contests went for the Democrats. Democrats picked up a seat in Colorado. Democrats held all the competitive seats in Nevada. Democrats also picked up a Senate seat in Nevada. I could go on and on and on about that. So, Amy Klobuchar, 212 electoral votes. Mr. Trump, 174. So where can Trump make up this kind of deficit? He can make it up in North Carolina and Georgia. I see both of these states narrowly going for the president because, again, Amy Klobuchar, not the best with African American turnout. At this point, it would be quite a surprise for North Carolina and Georgia to go for someone like an Amy Klobuchar. In the state of Virginia, I see this one narrowly going towards, towards Amy Klobuchar, just because, again, she can appeal to those establishment Democrats in a state like Virginia. But where can Trump make up a lot of this deficit? He can make it up in a state like Florida. Now, I think I could make a kind of a strong case for Amy Klobuchar, but I think I can make a better case for Donald Trump to win in the state of Florida. It's going to be a hotly contested state, but from the 2018 midterm results, we could say that it would lean slightly to the GOP, just because in a blue wave year, again, Republicans won the Senate in Florida. They won the House they won the Senate statewide contest and the governor statewide contest, both in the state of Florida, and that was in a blue wave year. And in fact, the Senate was a net pickup for the GOP, so that's also something to note. So yes, Florida stays with the Republicans. Up in New Hampshire, I see this one going towards Amy Klobuchar. I see this the demographic appeal from Amy Klobuchar really reaching out to New Hampshire voters, and I see most of Maine going for Amy Klobuchar, except that second district I think would narrowly go to Trump. Not by a landslide by any means, but narrowly go to Trump. And then in that second district in Nebraska, I see that one narrowly going towards the president as well. So, where do we stand before going into the Midwest? 232 electoral votes for Amy Klobuchar, 236 for the president. This is where Hillary Clinton's blue wall just faded. Trump swept all these states and got into office. Now, I don't believe that that would be the case again. Amy Klobuchar, she's from the state of Minnesota, and I think that that can help her in states like Iowa, in states like Wisconsin, in states like Michigan, and in states like Pennsylvania. And not really applicable to Ohio, but still applicable to the state of Ohio. But I think that the state of Ohio, that would narrowly lean towards the president. Now, the reasoning behind that, Ohio has been trending Republican, and again, in a blue wave here, Republicans held all the competitive House seats in Ohio. They held the governorship. Yes, Democrats won the Senate race, but it was by a smaller margin than expected. And I see Ohio narrowly going towards the president by a much smaller margin than in 2016 because of someone like an Amy Klobuchar on the top of the ticket. Now, going over to the state of Iowa, I cannot make an indication as to who this would go to. Amy Klobuchar is from the state of Minnesota. Her appeal definitely reaches out to Iowa voters, but Mr. Trump carried the state by a wide, healthy margin back in 2016. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in the pure toss-up column. I cannot make an indication as to who would win in a state like Iowa. In the state of Wisconsin, along with Michigan, I see both of these states going towards Amy Klobuchar. Just because, again, her appeal from the state of Minnesota reaches out all the way into these Rust Belt white working class voters, and I think she can really win both of these states along with the state of Pennsylvania. I see her narrowly winning in Pennsylvania. That officially gets her 278 electoral votes to Mr. Trump's 254, Iowa being a pure toss-up. So, I forgot to mention Amy Klobuchar would now be the first female president of the United States with that win. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.